Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Norman Bolter, and this is Frequency Bone Music Connection Winter Edition, the first recording of the new year. It is January 2nd, 2023. Happy birthday to my son Ben, who's 40 today. And I remember when I was 40. But anytime there's a situation like a new year, someone close to their birthday, your birthday, other events that we commemorate as a passage of time. For me, every day is a new day, and I have a reflection and a projection with an openness to see what's coming in to that day, since every day is different. As a matter of fact, every day being a new day doesn't make New Year's such a shock. So if you're doing some of that every day, you realize that opportunity to embrace the newness, even in the midst of difficulty, to actually realize the truth that even the Earth isn't in the same place. Our solar system isn't in the same place. Our galaxy is not in the same place. Our subset of galaxies is not in the same place. Everything changes in this aspect of creation. And to take that on as an attitude of opportunity, I'm finding extremely useful, grounding, and now maybe that's too big for some people. You have to find the spots that make you feel more comfortable, more stable, and give you the strength to continue to go on. Okay, mine is to see the larger view, and to see the larger view within my particular locality. Okay? So, for me, since each day I embrace as a new chance, since it's never happened before, that I'm thinking of starting a new series where I'll just send out a link to everyone, and I'll suggest a free will donation of your choice, and you can join me whenever those will be. I'm not sure how often they'll be. They might be 3 times a week. They might be every day. They might be once a week. They might be a little bit random like that. But they'll be called A New Each Day. A New Each Day. To embrace that sentiment, even if we'll be doing warm-ups together, we'll be talking about playing as it relates to life and different circumstances, maybe go back and forth with some things, have a time together. I would say at least an hour, okay? Because sometimes when it gets much beyond that, then we need other time to take up what might be brought up, which is fine, but I think sometimes having a parameter of time limit helps us be focused, that we can bring up another time if there's enough promotion for, hey, what about more about this and that, then we can talk about that. But I'm thinking, well, warming up to 2023. I'm thinking these are times of changing timbres. I'm thinking my great life mentor always said, be your own person, but love the truth. Be your own person, but love the truth. And with that, for me, as many have said, live and let live. Don't you want to be free enough to discover your truth for you. And at the same time, see how that connects to the greater truth and what is going to be of service into life. And for you, what is not. Which is an opportunity, isn't it, to, I don't want to say practice, but practice in participating in life with your standards, with what you say yes to and what you say no to and what you say maybe to, and where your tolerances are. How much accountability do you have for what you say? And your conscience in what you do. So this is what I'm thinking about. Now, I condensed it as best as I could because in these times of changing timbres, we will be challenged. I could say times of challenging timbres. You know, I've heard something before that I found very fascinating. Intonation is an interesting thing. And for me, intonation is, are you in tune with the essence of something or getting closer to it? Or are you far from it? So tuning is a matter of coming in sync with something else, okay? And being on that frequency, that vibe. And we can see how if we're all sped up and, let's say, ticked off, we might not be on the frequency of, can we drive really well? Can we have an open conversation with someone if they say a word that sets off alarm bells in us? That's why I love the anagram of listen, silent. Can you actually be silent enough before that thing goes pop? So to have some control, some command, some say in what comes out of us, I think is a sign of growing maturity. I used to be pretty hot-headed. And every now and then, I'm not saying that that doesn't appear, but it can cool really quickly now. Thankful for that. Very thankful for that. But I have to work for that to happen. So we're thrown into this life, so to speak, and we act and we react. We say yes, we say no. We see certain things that are painful or difficult to see and feel those things, and we see certain things that are pleasurable and feel certain things that are pleasurable. But if we always have this idea of what does life mean to me, and that it's okay to question, and that it's okay that people believe in different things, but what line are you going to draw that says, that's okay that you believe what you believe, but don't push that on me. Don't push it that a whole population has to do something that not everyone agrees with. You know, no matter what that is. Okay? You could look at it through many different levels that sometimes, hey, that isn't fair. Wait a minute. That's an infringement on rights. And you can look at so many different aspects of life that do that. So imagine a unity born of humanity that takes into account as a sincere sentiment, we're all brothers and sisters at some level, and to live and let live. That is not a political slogan, okay? That has to do with being able to get along in a whole civilization and planet of diversity. For how can the great one composer express that oneness, right? But in diversity. Why do they call it a universe? Uni meaning one. So there's this one universe with all these different overtones and different subverses that come from it. Right? And so in this way, I believe we can embrace certain fundamental importances, all right, and see their various expressions and appreciate the various expressions and maybe get a better handle on what is useful for everyone and what maybe is endangering lives and endangering our world. So we can tune ourselves to truth as an ongoing process. For example, actual science is an ongoing process of discovery, scientists getting together and being able to say what they find. This one says what they find. Here's their evidence, and they go back and forth with finding. When all of a sudden there's a block to communication, that one side or another, this can happen in many facets of life, all of a sudden someone doesn't have a say. Even if they have tons and tons of information to back up what they're saying. What won't allow that to happen? This is when we have to question, is everything kosher here? And like I said, I can see this in every aspect of life I can think of. No one said it would be easy being on planet Earth. Gorgeous planet, marvelous. Yet as this one great sage said, we think of nature so beautiful, and it is wonderful, isn't it? And everything's eating everything else. Do we want to be like that as human beings? You see what I mean? The predatorial aspect is alive and well, whether it's at a grocery store, whether it's at a department store and there's positions of moving up involved and someone managing someone else. If we're all tuned to the same core reasons why we do what we do, almost any system could work. But it goes awry because of baser human behavior, base meaning coarser, that all the great writings that have ever been written warn about. Jealousy, envy, greed, deception. You can see this in the animal kingdom. So we ask, is there a difference between humans and animals? Yes, there is. But boy, I don't think animals get off course as much as the human can. And that's our challenge. We were gifted with certain machinery and certain consciousness, which has the possibility of very great intelligence, or to connect to the ocean of intelligence, if that's where we want our life to be. If we want it to be just selfish instead of self-realized, this is where the problem is. And as a great mentor of mine said, the problem is always the same. So, anew each day, lift up, move ahead, forward with learning from the past. Learning meaning just, I got that. But adopting new things into oneself according to need, which we are designed to adapt to change. And some of the changes could be real rocky ahead. Real rocky. For if the foundations were faulty, we all know the Three Little Pigs story. Depending what those bricks are actually made out of. All the storms of not the best behavior and treatment of each other will break. There won't be a firm foundation for the house and home of humanity. And this is clear as a bell to me, and I think to millions and millions of other people. And can we admit when we're wrong? Even if we've been stuck into something for years, can we go, wait a minute, there's new evidence saying, ooh, I don't think I had that right. It's hard to keep up with everything. But if we have an openness and willingness to communicate, really communicate, not pull the wool over each other's eyes. That ain't communication. That's another agenda. So I'm all into truth. Doesn't always feel good. Hear the timbre change? Hear the pitch change? What else are we supposed to do? Live a lie? No, thank you. Not for me. All the best. I'll be sending out emails. And if you want to get in touch with me, please do. I'm on Instagram at nbolt2. And we'll be in touch. Let's see what timbres want to come out here. All right? Happy New Year.